Oh, I'm somewhere off of a place called Pine Forest Road, I think. Now there's a cemetery with a it's a weird anomaly. It's what I call an anomaly. A lot of times I look on a map, survey map for like 1915. You know, I try to get the oldest I can find. And a lot of times the cemetery will pop up as a box that says Sim, or a box that has a cross, or just a cross. You know, that's usually how it kind of pops up on the thing. Well, the old maps, 1915, don't show anything. I don't see a cemetery on the locations of the 1940s. And throughout the history of the survey maps, 1940s, 1950s, it kind of there, and then also it drops off the map. And then it reappears with a label that just says graves. It doesn't say cemetery, it just says graves, not a cross, not a sim, graves. And then it disappears again, and then reappears once again in 2002, I believe it is, or 2022, as Groshki Family Cemetery. Then disappears forever. It kind of left the maps. So I'm over here. It's got to be this direction some here. If I had on my survey map, I ascertained the GPS location. And I'm kind of curious if there's tombstones and whatnots over here, or is it just was it just a family cemetery with wooden markers and whatnot? And well, pretty much lost time. So let me head this way. And there was a home site right here, a homestead. That's been gone now for a minute. But yeah, let me head this way and get my bearings and get closer to this place. And we'll go from there. Should be hopefully interesting. It's hot today. So yeah, that way there's a road way over that way, maybe about a mile, maybe a little less, 3/4 mile, called Groshki Road. And supposedly this was the over here somewhere is the Groshki Cemetery, or Groshki grave, Groshki property. So I'm assuming the road and the property on the old maps, on all the old maps and everything, it don't look like these two things, you know, they're so far away. It don't look like they're any connection. Don't mean anything. It could be a family property, and they named that road Groshki Road just for the family property. Pine Forest Road, which is over here, I think that's kind of a new term, a new name, kind of added later on, because that road actually goes straight into the old Bear Creek golf course. But cemetery is off in this direction in here, so I have to go in this direction. And brought my little machete. I should have brought some long pants. I never do. I'm already getting scraped up from thorns and thistles and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of cool place out here. The home site was like that direction over there, over that way, if I remember right, kind of that direction. It's been torn down, of course. Unfortunately, 1940s it was leveled out because of the reservoir. But over here, a lot of pig activity, a lot of pig rooting up. It's kind of weird also. I see a lot of asphalt, mixed up asphalt here. Stones, little stones and stuff. Which is kind of weird because our soil is naturally just clay and sand, especially in this area here. And I was seeing little stone bricks everywhere, so that's probably part of the homestead that was dismantled. But let me head off this direction here and see what I can find. I'm hoping I'll find something. I hope this trip for nothing. All right, let me get that direction. A kind of pleasant delight, and it's rare. I'm kind of happy for it. You know, I'm expecting a Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of discovery with 100, 200-year-old tombstones. Instead, this area here, once this area became kind of designated as a floodplain reservoir, the Army Corps engineer did come in here and try to protect things. So when I was coming from that direction there, all the thorns and thistles, I came across a chain link fence, and that I'm kind of happy, because that means that at least it's I can put this back on the map, because right now it's not on the map. I'll put it back on the map, get some photos, get it documented, and let's put this cemetery back on the map, where because this property here can be one day, sold off, because Army Corps engineers in the Barker Reservoir and in the Attic Reservoir over here, they do sell land, sell property and build houses there so often, even though it's in the floodplain. But now if I'm here, they're trying to reverse that because so many houses there in Harvey were flooded out because they were built in a floodplain. So, but yeah, it's cool thing is it was actually a lock, but it's not locked. So I'm gonna pop on inside there and try to document as much as I can, take some photos, and put this little cemetery back on the map so that's kind of known as here, because on the maps right now it is vacant. All right, kind of keeps getting better. Let's check this out. It's a big old tree. The oak tree, a big old oak tree. And this is actually an old fence, kind of. It's held up by these old these concrete pillars, and the wood is surprisingly in good shape. I'm just kind of shocked, and I can see where this used to go further out to that one right there. But now there's a little stone there. There's a little grave right there. I'm not sure how many graves are actually in here. Oh, I see one back there. More likely it's they're German graves, more likely, because this is a German town. But yeah, let me see if I can see some more stuff. This is kind of cool, you know. Old wrought iron bench, little bench frame where the wood gone. The wood probably rotted out a long time ago, but they're kind of stacked against the fence here. Yeah, that fence used to come out to right here, and then over to right there. And there's a concrete slab here. I'm not sure exactly what that concrete slab would be, or how old it is, or it could be a little well here or a fountain here at one time. Yeah, I'm just kind of shocked a little bit. Another grave there. So we have a grave here, stone here, stone there, and one over there. So at least 3 graves. At least 3. Oh no, make it 4. There's one. There's one right there also. Here, that marker there, that pillar there, and that concrete, big square concrete slab. There's one more right here. You can see the outline of it. And I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that would have been used for or needed for. Maybe there was something wood right here at one time, like a shrine or something. They could be graves. I mean, there could be, but there's no tombstones marking them. I don't see no writing anywhere. I don't want to do any disturbing and digging things up, so I don't want to, you know, I just don't, I don't see the little lip. If there was a wooden structure kind of coming off like a shrine or some kind of other little structure, I would see a little lip kind of coming around where the wood as the frame would have been placed, and from the old rusty nails coming up where it was nailed down. So yeah, it's kind of a mystery what these were. But yeah, let's see if I can get inside there. I see at least 4 graves, and I see a little monument right there, a little marker right here. So maybe yeah, this is really interesting. Now that's interesting because this cemetery doesn't appear on any maps prior to like 1950s, I think, which is kind of mind-blowing. This is born 1880, died 1922, September 1922. Ernest, yeah. Huh. I'm kind of shocked it's not on none of the maps. If it's been out there since before the or around the 1915, 1930s, 1940s. This big tree grows up right in the center of it all. It just says GG. The date's probably buried a little bit. Ironically, these are also kind of the same stones that make up the Hollow Cemetery, or the Blue Hut Cemetery, Hollow Cemetery, how you want to call it, over off Pedersen Road. Big old spider web. I got spiders in my hair. Well, it says DG. Hey, but this being right here, that's probably not too far down, so there might not be a date on this actually. Now this one here is different. It just says DAD, D-A-D, and it's concrete. It's not even. It's not like these stones here. These stones are some kind of stone I see common in graves around here, but this is kind of a concrete, homemade concrete. With the same trough-like little structure here. They all have the same round, little round trough-like structures. The spider left me. There you go. Wow. So yeah, this is kind of interesting. That might be right there. Might be a footstone. But also there's headstones and footstones, kind of these kind of old graves. And that tree is huge. It looks like it's in German. I don't. I see the date 1838, 1915. So this was here actually during 1915. Well, the survey, 1915 survey, was made when this was being the same year. Interesting. Hollander. This is Holland. I know that name. That name's a kind of a famous name around here because there's a Holland Cemetery on Pedersen Road, like I said before. That's interesting. So it's definitely a German cemetery because it's Gustav Groschke, 1877, 1903. So yeah, these for sure. This is side. This has no writing. It's just decorative. That kind of boggles the mind. Let's see if this side has any writing on it. I doubt it does. Oh, it does. Yeah, I can't read it. The trees are in the way. Yeah, Groschke, 1835, 1917. So there's 3 different sizes, 3 different dates for 3 different people. There's 4 graves here, so yeah, this is man, this is kind of interesting. It really is. I'll take some photos, get some photos going, and then go ahead and throw these up online, and get this place back on the map. And it's always a risk when I do that. It's always a risk that some idiot come out here and tear things up. Hopefully this is far enough off the beaten path that most idiots, other than myself, would try to venture out here anyway, because this place is kind of thick and thorny. But this is kind of very interesting surprise. I just did not expect to see this out here. So yeah, later on I'll try to do some research. I just recently found this on a map. I mean, I'll just kind of go through some survey maps and flipping through the old ones. You know, 1915 is as old as I can get, and just try to find some old cemeteries that are that old at least. And somehow I got up onto 1950s or something like that, and this here popped up. I was like, hey, there's a cemetery right here. Flipped it back down, you know, kept on that location, zipped back down to past that, and it wasn't here. So on the early maps, this place is not even here, which is kind of interesting that it's not here. That is Ernest right there. That's Ernest. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. So yeah, I'll do some more research, and if I find more information, I'll throw some cards up. And you know, the fact that there's a Hollowell connection from this cemetery and the Hollowell Cemetery, which is a couple miles that way on Betterson Road, that's kind of interesting, because I've always assumed that was the Hollowell Cemetery and that was all that's left. So we'll call this the Greshke Family Cemetery. So that's what we're gonna name this on the map and get it documented and photoed. And I'm glad there's a cage, a fence around it. When on the way out, I'm gonna shut that fence back, and hopefully, yeah. In fact, the wood's still, the wood's soft. I mean, a lot of this wood is soft, but it's still intact. Probably because this place don't flood. This is far enough from the dam itself that we probably had water on the property here when during Harvey. But most often when we have flooding, this don't flood, because we have neighborhoods that are just outside of on this Pine Forest Road, whatever it's called. So this place don't flood. That's why it pretty much protects the wood, protects things. Even the old cast iron bench parts that are over there, they're in pretty good shape too. So yeah, I'll put some cards up, and if I find any more information. And yeah, this is fun actually. This is kind of cool. Hot to Pizza Electric Key.